So I need to tell you about the moment I realized my perfectionism was almost costing my marriage and my life. There I was standing in our fire-damaged kitchen at 2 a.m. before we moved out, reorganizing contractor supplies by height, while my husband begged me to just come to bed. That's when it hit me. My need to control everything was controlling me. Hi, I'm Angela. And if you've ever found yourself paralyzed by the need to get everything exactly right, exhausted from trying to be everything to everyone, or feeling like nothing you do is ever good enough, I'm offering a limited number of complimentary one-to-one calls currently. And we're going to uncover what perfectionism is really costing you and design a path to a peaceful productivity. The link is in the description below. So we'll spend about 30 to 45 minutes exploring what's driving your perfectionism and your perfectionism patterns. And we're going to create a clear plan for sustainable excellence, because there is a path for that. But first, let me share you the 3 devastating ways perfectionism steals your peace and the surprising neuroscience that's behind it, because there is science to this. So I want to have a perfectionism confession with you. Here's what nobody really tells you about perfectionism. It's really not about high standards. It's about terror disguised as excellence. For 40 years in pharmacy, I believed that my perfectionism was my superpower. 0 medication errors, flawless inventory systems, every detail perfect, every time. And I wore it like it was an armor, thinking it made me valuable, reliable, and worthy. But really, here's the brutal truth. Perfectionism was slowing down everything. It was choking off. It was choking off everything that I wanted. And it was destroying, as I said, everything that I claimed to be protecting. My peace, my relationships, my ability to enjoy my own accomplishments. And I was living in a prison of my own making. And the warden was my own mind. Does that feel familiar to you? So let me show you the 3 ways that perfectionism can systematically destroy your inner peace. Peace thief number 1, the never-ending threat assessment. Your perfectionist brain treats everything as a potential disaster. Remember my lion analogy, where you feel like you're being chased by a lion, but it's really like your job, your mother-in-law, your business. So when you're scanning for every possible flaw, every potential mistake, your nervous system never gets to rest. You're literally living in chronic fight or flight mode. In pharmacy, this served me. Catching errors could save lives. But when you apply this to same hypervigilance to choosing paint colors or organizing your quiet closet, what you're gonna have for dinner, your brain can't distinguish between life or death situations and Tuesday afternoon decisions. Peace thief number 2, the moving finish line. Here's the cruelest trick perfectionism plays. It promises peace, but when you get it right, but the goal keeps moving. When you organize your office perfectly, then notice the lighting could be better. You nail a presentation, then obsess over the one question you could have answered differently. This isn't motivation. It's actually neurologically hijacking you. Your dopamine reward system becomes addicted. It literally becomes addicted to the temporary relief of fixing things, but that relief never lasts because perfectionism is impossible and it's so subjective. Peace thief number 3, the relationship destroyer. This one really breaks my heart because I lived it. Perfectionism doesn't just make you hard on yourself, it makes you impossible to please, starting with the people you love the most. I have to say, during our house restoration, I was criticizing my husband's contractor choice, or not choice, but not saying enough, while he was already feeling guilty about the fire. And my perfectionism wasn't helping. It was just adding shame to an already painful situation. I was so focused on controlling outcomes that I was destroying the very relationship I was trying to protect. But my breakthrough came as I was telling that story about, really trying to control everything. And my husband said to me, Angela, the house is already burned. You can't perfect it back to normal. Whoa, okay. And that's when I realized I wasn't trying to fix our house. I was trying to fix my feelings of helplessness by controlling whatever I could control. But perfectionism isn't control. It's really the illusion of control wrapped in anxiety. So the next morning, I made a really radical decision. Instead of trying to make everything perfect, I asked just one simple question. What does this situation actually need right now? Not what would be perfect, not what I wished it needed. What did it actually need right here, right now, in this moment? Our kitchen needed basic functionality, not magazine-worthy design. Our marriage needed connection, not flawless execution. I needed presence, not performance. So that question, not only then, but ongoing, has really changed so much for me. Shortly I was sleeping so much better, making decisions faster, and actually enjoying the reconstruction process instead of enduring it. I'm now using this process to help me with the insurance claim, which is quite a process. But here's what I discovered. The opposite of perfectionism isn't mediocrity, because that's what I used to think. It's really what I call peaceful excellence. So let me show you the difference. Perfectionism asks, how can I avoid all possible criticism? Peaceful excellence asks, what standard serves this situation best? Perfectionism says, it has to be flawless or it's worthless. Peaceful excellence says, progress beats perfection every single time. Perfectionism demands control every variable and every outcome with a stern hand. Peaceful excellence practices influence what you can, accept what you can't. This shift happens when you realize that your worth isn't determined by flawless performance. It's inherent in who you are. That's a really important statement. Your value doesn't fluctuate based on how perfectly you execute your day. When you embrace peaceful excellence, you maintain your high standards while releasing the anxiety that perfectionism creates. You do your best work, not from fear of failure, but from the love of excellence itself. And when you make this shift, you can change so much in your life. You stop exhausting yourself with impossible standards, and you start to really get energized, and you energize yourself with meaningful progress. I really love that part, just meaningful progress. And you discover that people who matter the most don't need you to be perfect. They need you to be present. And you can't be present when you're trying to pursue perfectionism. Your authenticity becomes more magnetic than your achievements ever were. And you learn that mistakes aren't evidence of inadequacy. They're proof that you've been enough to try. Here's what I know after helping dozens of recovering perfectionists find their peace. The women who thrive aren't the ones who never make mistakes, because we all do. They're the ones who make mistakes with grace, learn quickly, and just keep moving forward. Listen, your perfectionism served you once, but it doesn't have to rule you forever. You can keep your high standards while releasing the anxiety that's been driving them. And that's really what has been driving them. That complimentary discovery call that I mentioned, this isn't just a consultation. It's really a transformation session. We'll uncover what's really driving your perfectionism, your perfectionistic patterns. Design personalized, peaceful excellence plan, and you'll leave with immediate relief and a clear action plan. So I'm also accepting some applications for my signature program, Your Next Chapter Blueprint. I only worked with a select number of women because transformation really requires deep, personalized attention. So if you're ready to stop exhausting yourself with impossible standards and you want to start creating sustainable success with some inner peace, this might be exactly what you're looking for or what you've been waiting for. Your most peaceful, productive, and fulfilling chapter is waiting. The question is, are you ready to let go of perfect and embrace excellent? Hit that like button if this resonated, subscribe for more real talk, transformation content, and tell me in the comments, what's one area where perfectionism has been costing you peace? Remember, it's not too late to find peace with your progress. Your transformation starts with self-compassion.